5 a.m. Good morning. I think the only power we have is trust. To trust in whatever it is that we say we want. That's the common ground for all human beings, right? There's always something that we want. Everybody wants something. That is our first communication. And connection, right? The moment we arrive to Earth, a baby will express its need. His or her needs. Oh, I can't stand motherfuckers that would walk their dogs unleashed. Please don't. Anyways, that's besides the point. Yeah. We want something, okay, after a certain age, right? You can't depend on your parents, right? Here comes age 6, age 7. After age 6, age 7, right? You start to understand, okay, I can't always have what I want. Mommy and daddy can't always be there for me. They can't always fix my problems. But they don't tell you that, right? Can you imagine how freeing would that be if we were taught that clearly, if we were told that clearly, instead of parents just babysitting us, right? Treating us like you're an egg. Oh, like you're gonna break. You're a child, so let's treat you like you don't know shit. So let's keep all the secrets or the way the world operates as a secret. Right? And then soon it's time to go to school and continue to learn all the wrong things. Right? And here comes middle school, high school, you still don't know. You're still on that, trans state, right? What is it that I learned in one of my psychology classes? Human beings are like I believe the only creatures that takes longer than any other creature to develop. Ooh, black cat, hi. You scared me. I can't see you if you're winking at me or not. But I love how you didn't move. Oh, you must be homeless. Swear to God, this black cat, this is not the first encounter we have. But yeah, So then what do we do now that we're adults and the only thing we have is accumulation of things that we want, but we also have the experience of not having it. So we actually pretend not to want what we truly want, and we continue to numb ourselves through external usage, right? But I think the more you continue to trust, here's the thing, attention is my currency, right? Energy is currency. Where attention goes, energy goes. Where energy goes, must cultivate to manifest itself into a physical form where I can see, touch, taste, smell, right? So then, what kind of plant are you? Oh my God. Wake up and smell the flowers, I tell you. What was I saying? So then how do we create, right? If we're constantly creating whether we like it or not, isn't it better to create what we want? How do we do that? By continuously choosing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I think I also read this concept on Conversations with God, right? By Donald Walsh, who's like manifestation, I think, is continuing to choose the same thing over and over again, right? If you stop choosing it, right, like that means either you give up or it wasn't really yours to begin with. Because how can I give up on something that I truly, truly want? That's why I'm still cultivating dreams from high school, because time doesn't exist anymore, right? Your interests are the same if you continue to want what you want, even if it's a fraction of it, right? I noticed like it was scattered around and I felt it like in fraction, but here it goes, the world's already starting. It's only 5. But let me go back to the back side of the rope. I'm rebuilding. So then to create means to cultivate the same flower. Oh yeah, I was saying, looking back, my interest is still the same, up to now. But when I was in high school or after high school, early college days, right, my interests are the same. As long as you continue to focus, it's going to be around the same area. It's not a must again. But because we are born with our own, like, innate knowing, like this interests that's already instilled in us, right? The younger you notice that dream or talent and skill, it's the same interest when you're an adult. That's why most are miserable, because most knows what they want, but because we practice more of not having what we want, right? We fear when we want something badly, and we are taught to, or we are practicing, or we have practiced to turn our wants into need, right? Because we're still a child, right? Like throwing tantrum when we want something. We want it really, we don't trust it. We want it so bad when we finally do decide to want. So like we turn it into what? Into a need. After that stage, when you finally manifest it, you don't even want that shit anymore, because it's like it came with so much stress. Right? It didn't come in a beautiful way. The road you traveled to manifest this thing was so tiring. Like, you walk through the Sahara Desert and, like you're thirsty, your skin all fucked up and shit. Like your under eye and da-da-da-da. And now you finally can afford the Bentleys. Like, please. Do you see how much they fucked our values? I live in Vegas, so luxury life is, visible. Right? Unlike East Coast. But one thing I learned is like the luxury in a car. For one, it's old people that drives it, so that makes me feel like fuck. It's like, what's the point? But that itself has become a culture, right? Oh, you can't afford your dream car in your 20s and 30s. Oh, that's bullshit, right? It's because of the way we were taught to think. One, two, it's like, what's the point of being in a luxury car when you look like shit? What's the point of dressed up in luxury brands from head to toe, but you look like shit? Have you ever paid attention, like some people, especially those that are like so desperate for brand clothing, they actually don't look good in it? and there's like a person like me shopped at H&M and Nordstrom Rack and then walking around looking like $1 million. What was it that J. Cole said? Toyota or Ferrari, I bet I look good in both. Riches is your youth. Riches is your glowing skin. Riches is peace. Right? And youth and glowing skin that comes from knowing what you want and knowing you are living what you want. Right? When you come to understand that you have the power to manifest whatever you want, when you truly start to trust and start seeing results, your wants upgrade from shallow ones to purposeful ones, right? Because we are also taught, because we were bombarded by unnecessary information, even the things that we want is not really what we want. So like people practice, they know that's how their brain works. So like you continue to create a neurological pattern with wanting equals to not having it. Why? Because they know if you're not taught like this is how your brain works, you're gonna continue to want things that you don't even need. And God is not gonna give you the power the power to manifest when you don't know your purpose. Right? Because you're just gonna continue to manifest things that doesn't benefit you. If it doesn't benefit you, it doesn't benefit those around you. The highest form of expression is to service one another. That's the highest form of riches. They don't want us to know that though. Right? They just want you to want, like, based on selfish needs. And again, at the same time, I'm not saying don't be selfish, because you only got one life and it's your life. You gotta be the main character. Yes, you gotta be self-centered, but only when you come from loving and understanding who you are and why you are, because then you're capable of giving self-love. That means you're gonna give love. We can only give to others what we can give to ourselves. Right? That's why all the sages and the spiritual gurus, they all tell you, or like you read it in all these books, service, what you give out must come back. When you're just working for yourself, right? Meaning for the mortgage, just for the, even having kids, you have kids just to make yourself feel better, right? Because that's what society does. That's just still selfish need. There's no riches in that. There's no fulfillment in that. Because you must give birth to yourself first. That's our value. That's what we're here for. When a person can live from a state of purposefulness, right? That person is given service one way or another. When that happens, life starts to unfold beautifully. Now, life is not meant to be a walk in the park, right? Because we learn through pain, but we don't know how to neutralize pain, so we exaggerate pain, so we don't like it, so there's no growth happening. But for example, if you work out, if you're a person that works out, you know it's pain, but like, I like how I feel afterwards, right? When you start seeing result, so you willingly go to the gym knowing I'm going to hurt. It's not going to be simple, right? Like if you're really working out, it's not a joke. But then you drink a protein shake, I sit in the sauna, like, right, the reward, how good it feels. Or in the steam room, you relax, you take your cold shower, right? And you walk out of the gym sipping your juice. It's like, those who work out knows what I'm talking about. But it's after game, right? The pleasure comes. It's after pain. So just like that, the brain strengthens through problems, through solving problems. But we were taught to look up problems. It's like, with defense mechanisms. Like, oh, you just freak out. But without them, we're just blah. There's nothing interesting about us. But when you become okay, coming from understanding of life is happening for me, not to me, right? But at a young age, we're taught that life is happening to us. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Who is it that Les Brown always says? Who do you think we should give this problem to? You want to give us some phone numbers, some email addresses? Whenever something bad happened to us. Because you won't solve it from the why. Right? But when you understand the seasons of life, when you start to take advantage of what you see with your eyes, meaning God's creation, everything has a lesson to teach you. Everything has a language. The flower, the tree, the mountain, everything that's God's creation. It has a language. It speaks to us. Right? And then you start to have more and more attachment to Mother Earth, right? You're like anchoring. Then problems become like, oh, you're here to teach me something. That's how I look at it now, right? That's how I must look at it too. Something what we call bad, it's like we shouldn't even call it just happened, or it just happens. That's the mentality that we should be operating on. Alright, you're here. Car broke down. Okay. Yes, it's irritating. It's frustration, right? You're on your way to work, makes you late, or you don't have the money to fix it. But there's so many other alternatives to get to work, right? There's Uber. There's so many ways to get to work. So we have more things to be grateful for than to complain, right? Like even the problems in life, it's like my motto. Life doesn't give you what you can't handle, because life doesn't give you anything that you're not going to benefit something that you're not going to benefit out of. Meaning, if there's no point, if it's not aligned to your purpose, like each of us, like I said, come with a purpose, right? But to understand that, we have to go through a couple of solving problems. And I noticed, or I learned now, all the problems that came to my life were to teach me something based on my interests. So I will be strong enough to handle what I say that I want. And what I want, when it turns into I am, meaning to the embodiment of whatever it is that I say I want, the faster it manifests. Because it's not about having this thing, it's about being it. Right? Like, you want a Ferrari. Why? You're like, simply, you can be like me. I like sports cars. I hate four-door cars. Right? And luckily, I've been privileged enough to have sports cars since I was 19, my first car. So I'm in love. Like, it's a must for me now. It's the two-door. And the rooftop, right? But like, you might say, if you're working at a regular job, for example, and you want a Ferrari, like, you have to make it make sense, right? Like, why do you want this car? There is power in your preference. It's okay to want whatever it is that you want. But do you trust that you can? It's like You have to come to a stage of a person that drives a Ferrari. Why? Not anyone can afford it. And there's a reason for that. It's a beautiful reason. Shit. Right? A person that creates a Ferrari is living on a different frequency than the person that's driving a Toyota. And life wants us to grow, right? He's not going to make it affordable for everyone like Honda and Toyota. Why? Because he is contributing to the luxury, right? This person is taking his time to create a beautiful creation like a Ferrari, right? Like versus Toyota, right? Look at the timing. Everything has a process. And again, not just because you're working a regular job, I'm not saying you can't afford a Ferrari, but can you become the embodiment of a person that drives a Ferrari? Right? When you start to understand it from that stage, okay, you start to understand, you know what does a person that drives a Ferrari does? How can I align myself? Right? You're working at a mall, okay, you know you can't afford it, so you align yourself to the right job. You align yourself into the right, it's going to continue. Like if you allow what you want to inspire you, when there is no way, a way will be made. That's my favorite saying by Michael Beckwith. When there's no way, a way will be made. Because if what you say you want is meant to be yours, nothing can stop you. That is just the law. Ask and it is given. Seek, you shall find. Knock, it shall be opened up to you. But what we don't understand, or because we have not been taught, is the secret of process. Respecting process. Respecting process equals to trusting. Trusting that it will come to me. Trusting that it is mine. It exists, right? Ferrari exists, it's there. Okay. Just because I can't afford to buy it, it doesn't mean it's not there, or it doesn't mean it can't be mine. Keep dreaming about it. Keep wanting it. And it's going to align you into the right direction. But we are taught to we automatically switch to need base. And when it becomes need, nobody wants what they need. Because again, even that is like lacking the understanding. Best things in life are free. We are created with what we want. With what we need. Right? Your mental faculties. That's how you get to become the owner of a Ferrari. When you understand, hey, I'm created with what I need. So no need to be desperate. Because to me, need level or a need stage should only be health. Like if something is wrong with one of my organs, now like I can't ignore it. Well, now that's a need, right? Hi, hummingbird. Oh my god. Hi, beautiful. Let me record you. Hold on. I'm resuming after a couple of minutes. But we must also understand what we want. What we want is a language from God. I'm serious. All right, going back to the Ferrari example. Why do you want it? There's a reason. There's always a reason behind what we want. And when we truly understand that, man, life becomes easier and easier. For example, let me give you an example. I've been obsessed with, Camaro. I remember, like, after my second car in college, right after high school, it was my first car, and then a couple of years after, I changed. And then after a couple of years later, again, early college days, I fell in love with Camaro. But if you ask me, like, that love and the time that I spent, right now, it's like, it's nothing. I don't even want it, because I am at a level now. What I want is a chauffeur. I don't even want a car. I want a driver. You know what I mean? It's like, continue to love whatever it is that you want. As long as you love it, it's going to be your guiding force to where you're supposed to be, to who you are meant to be. So respect what you want. That's the first stage. Respect it, whatever it is that you want. And the earlier this concept instilled in a child, I mean the earliest stages in life, the better it is. Right? So we don't have to spend learning the wrong things, and then now we have to spend time and learning the wrong things so we can learn the new thing. I mean the right things, right? Set the children free. But yeah, that's also another part. Understanding it, why I want what I want. Because the moment you want it, it is yours. But it is such a very difficult pill to swallow. But that is the truth. That is the concept of life. If the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. But the moment we want something, we bash it. We don't even entertain it. Let alone saying it out loud and demanding it and, coming to a stage of all the lessons that... It's like wanting is here to teach us what we are, who we are meant to be as a person. If not, here's the thing, right? The way I look at life, I'm here to leave everything behind. The moment I come out of the womb, I'm dead, right? There's this thing called death that comes to all of us. So what's really the point of hoarding anything? What is the point, really? Whatever it is, I'm gonna leave it behind. I won't be buried with anything. Even if I'm buried with my fucking... What was that song? When I die, make sure you bury me inside a Louis bag. So ghetto. But what's the point? Oh, the sun is coming out. Hey. Oh my gosh. I've never caught the sunrise at this. Oh, it's getting bigger and bigger, and I'm staring at it. This is gorgeous. One thing is a language, right? What does a baby want? Pay attention. Why does he want? Because that's all he should want. All right. After the diapers, it's gonna be sweets. Why? Hey, because you're here to feel, to experience all the sweets, all the food, right? That's the first relationship we have as a kid. And then we grow a little older. Okay, now we want to dress a certain way or have a certain toy collection. You see, personality is building. Oh, this is beautiful. I am literally witnessing the sun getting bigger and bigger in front of my eyes. And then at the right age, right, you start wanting different things. That's God speaking to us. That's the Creator communicating, connecting with us. Because we are here for a reason and for a very short period of time. Short or long, it doesn't fucking matter. We are here to die. We're not gonna live on earth forever. So then what I want should not be based on shallow needs, materialism, if it doesn't have any benefit to others. Because I have to first benefit. I have to be fruitful, service to others in whatever way that brings me love and happiness. Because I must love it first to push through and to respect the process during the down times, to help me be flexible and to just allow. Because the majority of the task is allowing, because it's that unseen force that is going to bring it to the scene. The mind cannot calculate it. The mind is going to get you working for money forever, or whatever it is that you say you want. That's why earlier I mentioned, by the time you receive it, say you're 65 and now you're driving Bentley or whatever your dream car is, it's like, it doesn't even look good on you. It's like when I see sports cars with it's just like, ugh. man, your whole life you wanted a sports car. I can tell now you're in your 70s. It's like, ugh. And you can tell a 70-year-old that's been driving his dream car or that is just now driving his dream car. You can tell. The frequency is different. A person that can afford a Bentley at 70 and that is calm, you can tell that they've been playing life beautifully. Right? Because even wrinkle is a language, right? Have you ever seen like old people that looks elegant? They're just so beautiful. You can see the peace in them, like they lived a good life. There are wrinkles that comes from, that matches your age, right? But a lot of us believe that, oh, getting old equals to wrinkles. So we fight it. But even wrinkles are beautiful when they are appropriate. Everything has a language. Everything is saying something. You just have to stop and listen. There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. If you listen carefully, you will hear a coin. What is a pine cone just dropped? Such a natural mystic flowing through the air.